Hello and welcome to the Nerf Report. My name is Bryant Chappel. This is the second episode of 2018, and if by chance your New Year's resolution was to watch more Nerf Report, congrats, you're doing a good job. Keep up the hard work. We have a ton of gaming, geek, and nerd news coming right at you. Microsoft is looking at updating their achievement system, but before you get too excited, it might involve loot boxes. Oh no. Bungie gives us an update on the future of Destiny 2. Nintendo held a Nintendo Direct this week, and the Overwatch Pro League has finally arrived for the week of January 8th. This is the Nerf Report.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Right off the bat this week, Nintendo held a Nintendo Direct to give Switch heads and Nintendbros, made those two up myself, a glimpse at what they can expect from the first half of 2018. To start the Direct, Nintendo announced that the World Ends With You Remixed will be coming to the Nintendo Switch. The rhythmic battle RPG originally released in 2008 on the Nintendo DS, but it will find its home on the Nintendo Switch this spring. Nintendo kept the momentum going in announcing paid DLC for Pokemon Pokken Tournament. The Battle Pack Wave 1 will bring Aegislash, Mega Rayquaza, and Mimikyu. Wave 2 will bring Blastoise, Mew, and Celebi, along with new avatars and outfits for your trainers. I'd like to go on record and say when last week I asked for Pokemon on the Switch, this is not what I had in mind. Nintendo also announced that Kirby Star Allies will be launching on March 16th for the Nintendo Switch, along with Kirby Battle Royale. Man, that bandwagon's getting pretty crowded. Fans of Hyrule Warriors will get the opportunity to play it on the Switch, because Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition will launch this spring for the Nintendo Switch. And Mario Tennis Aces will be launching this spring and will feature for the first time Battle Royale! Oh, just kidding. Mario Tennis Aces will feature a brand new single-player story mode. The hack-and-slash video game Ys 8 will be coming out this summer for the Nintendo Switch, along with a free update to Super Mario Odyssey called Balloon World, in which players will get a new competitive hide-and-seek mode, new outfits, and filters for snapshot mode. The fighting simulator SNK Heroine Tag Team Frenzy will be launching this summer on the Nintendo Switch. And Nintendo didn't stop there, because they announced Donkey Kong will be joining Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle in paid DLC content this spring. That isn't it for Donkey Kong, as Donkey Kong Tropical Adventure, the Wii U game that launched in 2014, will now be playable on the Nintendo Switch on May 4th. Nintendo also unveiled that Payday 2, Faye, and Celeste will all be launching on the Switch within the next 30 days. And finally, Dark Souls Remastered was announced for the Switch, launching May 28th in 2018. Overall, this is an extremely exciting lineup for the next 6 months, but personally, there was really nothing there that forced me to want to go buy a Switch. Most of those games are previous generation console games, or they're DLC add-ons. I mean, really, the only new games would be Kirby and Mario Tennis Aces, and frankly speaking, that's like the 255th Mario game that we've received, and you might think I'm joking, but I'm not. This is legitimately a list of all the Mario games that we have ever received sped up. Don't you think it's time that we get a new character or a new franchise, Nintendo? Come on, I believe in you. In other gaming news, it was announced that Microsoft is looking at updating the achievement system on the Xbox. According to a post on Windows Central, the new career system could be the extended gamer score system Ibarra teased to us in a previous interview, where he noted that gamerscore doesn't fairly represent the accomplishments of esports players and other gamers who might spend the majority of their time in a single game. This new Xbox career feature might alleviate that. It appears that players using the new career system will be able to obtain levels and even prestige ranks, obtaining rewards such as loot crates which come with cosmetic items for the new avatar system. The career system also comes with quests to complete specific objectives, such as playing certain games, which will also come with crate or experience points as rewards. At this time, it doesn't look as though loot crates will be purchasable with real money, but it's probably too early to say whether that'll be the case later on. While we continue to dig for information on whether this feature is in active development or simply a test run for something, take it with a pinch of salt. But it certainly looks as though this could be the accomplishment system Microsoft talked about previously. PlayStation offering money for trophies, Xbox offering loot crates for achievements. The ball's in your court, Nintendo. Don't screw this one up. Gaming developer Blizzard unveiled the Overwatch Pro League this week, and saying it was amazing would be a huge understatement. The first episode of the Overwatch Pro League drew 415,000 viewers on Twitch and saw the San Francisco Shock lose to the Los Angeles Valiant in a 4-0 shutout. The Los Angeles Gladiators beat the Shanghai Dragons in another 4-0 shutout, and the Seoul Dynasty beat the Dallas Fuel 2-1. These numbers are extremely impressive for an esports season opener, especially when you consider that the 415,000 people watching on Twitch doesn't even include China, as the viewers in China were using the MLG stream or the official Blizzard app, so that number is probably a little bit higher as well. Now, what is the Overwatch League? Well, I am glad you asked. The Overwatch League consists of 4 stages, and each stage lasts 5 weeks. The winner of each stage goes home with $125,000. And at the end of the 4 stages, the teams at the top of the standings will go to the playoffs and then the grand finals. Which teams will end up in the grand finals? Well, calm down because it's way too early to say. But one thing is for sure, if Overwatch continues to produce these impressive numbers, this thing is going to be huge. Bungie's Destiny 2 has had a very rocky start as far as games go. I mean, we're not talking Battlefront 2 rocky start, but definitely a rocky start. Many of the diehard Guardians who have been playing Destiny since day one have taken to Reddit to air their grievances. Such complaints like Destiny has no in-game content. Many of the game's best features are hidden behind the Eververse. DLC ruins the base game, 4v4 Crucible is horrible, and Warlocks are cocky Siva suckers that need to be nerfed. Definitely made that last one up. Well, in the latest development update, game director Christopher Barrett wanted to make sure that everyone knew that Bungie is hearing your complaints, and they have a roadmap on how they're going to fix it. At the end of the last year, I made a promise that I would update you on our plans for Destiny 2. The team has been hard at work, and we're ready to share where we are headed. We used to wait to talk about the game updates until we were certain we could meet our deadlines, to avoid letting players down if we changed our plans. No longer. We're not just listening, we are doing. One thing we want is to set clearer expectations for is which categories of content are available to everyone each season, and which are exclusive to Destiny 2 expansions. Expansions are purchasable updates that typically add new story, destination, and gear, as well as new Crucible, Strike, and Raid Lair content. Seasons introduce content that is made available to all players of Destiny 2 at no additional cost. We recognize that these scales are tipped too far towards tests at the moment, and Eververse was never intended to be a substitute for in-game content and rewards. So we'll be making 3 changes for upcoming seasons. We're shifting the balance of new content in favor of activity rewards over Bright Ingrams. This includes adding ghosts, sparrows, and ships, to date only found in Bright Ingrams, to achievement reward pools. We will provide a gameplay path to earn Bright Ingrams, and all contain rewards, including Event Ingrams. We'll give players more direct purchase options, and make adjustments to Bright Ingrams to allow players to get the items they want more often. We're updating raid rewards too, to make them more unique and interesting. They will now feature mods with raid-specific perks, and we are adjusting the rewards to ensure a raid item drops for each major encounter. The raid vendor will also directly sell Leviathan and Eater of World armors and weapons for purchase with raid tokens and legendary shards. Bungie also revealed that 6v6 and private matches will all be coming back to Crucible, along with reputation improvement, in-game content, and multi-emotes will be all arriving pretty shortly. And finally, for this week, we come to my favorite segment, Nerfed in 60 Seconds. Every single week, we have so much news to talk about and so little time to do it. So we take all the week's remaining news, put 60 seconds on the clock, and try to cover it as fast as humanly possible without running out of breath, passing out, or dying. Key emphasis on not dying. So with that in mind, please put 60 seconds on the clock and go. PlayStation announced that the PlayStation VR is getting 130 brand new games in 2018. If you're a fan of the comic book series Bloodshot, get hyped because we're getting a Bloodshot movie. Unless you don't like Vin Diesel, because then we got to slow the hype train down because he will be playing Bloodshot. Hulu announces that they are renewing the series The Runaways for Season 2. Call of Duty is getting its third zombie map in the form of the Darkest Shores. Hyperkin unveiled an Ultra Game Boy at CES, and speaking of CES, Domino's introduced the world's first driverless pizza delivery truck, because the future is awesome. Pornhub unveiled the 2017 highest search gaming terms, and congratulations, Overwatch! 10 million people searched Overwatch on Pornhub. You sick perverts. HTC unveiled the brand new HTC Vive. Ori has an Xbox One controller for the PlayStation 4. Cyberpunk 2077 broke Twitter, and Black Widow is finally getting a Marvel movie. Thank you. That is it for this week's episode of the Nerf Report. If you like what you saw, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, please share it with your friends. As always, my name is Bryant Chappel. You are you, and this has been the Nerf Report. Thanks for watching.